Bro, I'm so sick of people complaining about the drop rates in Outriders. We get it. In this video, I wanted to complain about the drop rates in Outriders. But wait, hold up. I got statistics. I wanted to ask the question, is the Seismic Commander hat more rare than the elusive Bigfoot? This question has plagued my brain ever since I started playing the Devastator, and it seems like a pretty good time to take an incredibly deep dive into the back pages of Reddit and see what we can come up with on the big Yeti man-ape hybrid creature thing being more commonly spotted than the Seismic Commander hat in a stupid video game which came out a few months ago. Let's examine the evidence. I've always been interested in the concept of the unknown. Bigfoot, leprechauns, unicorns. There's so much mystique. There's so much confusion. There's an entire internet out there of people who believe to have seen things that shouldn't exist in this reality. And for me, one of those things is going to be the Seismic Commander hat when I see people join my random lobbies, and I can't believe that it's a real life thing. So we need to find out what the numbers say, because I truly believe in my heart of hearts that the Yeti, aka Bigfoot, is much more commonly spotted in the wilderness, usually in America by white people. I'm not sure why. I don't know what that is. I thought I uncovered a Latina looking lady who was a Bigfoot advocate when I was doing my research, but actually I just stumbled across Bigfoot Princess, and nothing to do with Bigfoot. She just takes pictures of her big feet and then posts them on Reddit NSFW. So shout out to her. That was interesting. I'm not a big fan of feet regardless of their size, but she was Latina, and I thought we had broken the mold of only white people spotting Bigfoot, but we were definitely incorrect. A casual search into Reddit pulls up many subreddits for Bigfoot sightings, Bigfoot encounters, all things Bigfoot, and the aforementioned Bigfoot Princess. Again, that's not related. And a quick search of image results yields thousands of images over the supposed Bigfoot that exists in North America, typically in the woods, with the ability to snap trees that are 20 feet tall in half. Many people analyzing the validity of so many of these pictures, with YouTube videos coming out of the cuts to show that they have photographic and video evidence of the elusive Bigfoot. But in reality, many of these images leave something to be desired, particularly in the validity. A post that I really was confused by was supposedly showing a Bigfoot foot or hand that was being chewed on by a wild cougar, and I examined this closer, and I couldn't help but wonder if this had actually belonged to the Bigfoot at some point in time. It seems pretty unlikely, but we are absolutely going to add this into the category of confirmed Bigfoot sightings. I gotta tell you, the requirements to confirm a Bigfoot sighting in this video are going to be a little bit low, because I think potentially there really isn't actually a Bigfoot out there. I need to make this perfectly clear. I don't think Bigfoot exists, but I'm going to do the research and show the statistics anyway, because what fun is exercise if you don't have numbers to back it up? The Patterson film is something that is frequently referenced on the subreddits everywhere, how the film is supposed to show and prove that Bigfoot is a real thing. The footage from the Patterson film is supposed to illustrate that the Bigfoot is indeed a being that is between a human and an ape. A lot of images and comparisons have been made on Reddit about how a ape-man hybrid would in fact walk, especially when you compare it side by side to an ape or an orangutan. I only really have one question, and that is, would a Bigfoot have a Bigfoot-sized dong or a human-sized dong, which would be disproportionately tiny to its massive body? I think that's the real question that needs to be answered here. What must be my favorite part of my time spent cruising the subreddits about Bigfoot have to be the people with the skeptic tags. The people with the skeptic tags in these subreddits will, I guess, just spend their time arguing about how all of the footage and found footage and videos and images are all fakes and forgeries. I'm not sure if the term begging the question is properly used here, but I must wonder if your time could be spent doing better things. Is it really so important to disprove Bigfoot's existence? I wonder. By my count, I came to the conclusion that I found roughly 65 unique images and footage of the supposed Bigfoot out in the wild. I had to sift through thousands of pictures and footages from the PGF flare tag on Reddit, which is the aforementioned Patterson-Gimlin film, and that was the supposed 1967 footage showing the Bigfoot in the wild. The female Bigfoot, this thing for sure has breasts, which doesn't really change or contribute anything to this discussion, but as some fellow Redditors have pointed out, dummy thick for sure, dummy thick. Now we need to cross-reference that number with the number of sightings of the actual Seismic Commander hat on the Outriders subreddit. I feel like I already know the answer to this mathematical equation before even completing this video, video, but let's go ahead and run through some numbers, shall we? Outriders is a game which has been plagued by issues, problems, connectivity problems, balance problems, loot problems, gameplay problems, storyline problems, connection problems, matchmaker problems, toxic player-based problems, toxic friendly problems, pretty much problems of all shapes and sizes. But above all, the one that I think is worthy of spending a little bit of time on is going to have to be the drop rates. Recently, the devs had made a Reddit post about how difficult it would be to change the drop rates in Outriders, as it is actually not that simple to do. They posed a big post, which I'll show you here, about how so many variables exist when you want to mess with drop rates in their game. They ask questions about which specific type of loot should be changed, what drop rate problem would be in the need of most attention and fixing. And I'm not sure how difficult this is to answer, but if you look here, actually, yes, all of them, they all need to be buffed. But I'm not a game developer. I just here with the mic. I don't even wear pants when I do these videos, so I don't think I'm very qualified to instrument massive fundamental changes to a game that has been in development for over 5 years by a massive team, international talent. With that said, when I first started playing the Devastator, an incredibly fun character who I actually initially hated, and my most disliked video about, is the Devastator trash? Obviously, the internet disagreed. With the Devastator, one of the most powerful things you can do is run a bleed build with a anomaly power setup, and you utilize your gear to make everybody bleed from every orifice in their body simultaneously. The Seismic Commander set, which is the set in question, every single piece of that set was pretty rare, but nothing so much as that impossible to find Seismic Commander hat that I thought did not even exist. So that's why we started this whole process. Searching Reddit, I found numerous posts that agreed with me. Does a Seismic Commander hat exist? Does a Seismic Commander, some of them say helmet. Those people are idiots. It's a hat. This is 2021. We wear hats. There's no helmets. What are we doing? We're dating maiden javelins and talking about how we need a chamber pot? No, you wear a hat. It's by New Era. It's fitted. You can wear it backwards if you're a hipster. And I wanted my Seismic Commander hat badly. After a little research confirmation bias of seeing numerous posts, I'm going to go ahead and tell you it was triple digit posts about not being able to find the Seismic Commander hat, whether it exists or not. So we needed to take a look at the numbers of people who have actually found the Seismic Commander hat to see if there's any validity that the Seismic Commander hat is actually more rare than the mythical big-cocked Bigfoot himself or herself. In order to count a Seismic Commander hat as being a real, verified, objectionably factual, evidence-based post, I needed to see a screenshot of the helmet of the hat itself on Reddit in order to count it in my results column. And believe it or not, the number of images of the Seismic Commander hat is, drumroll please, 28. 28. I found 28 pictures of the Seismic Commander hat in the Outriders subreddit. Now you might be thinking, but Made, bro, all of Reddit is so much bigger than just one subreddit. If you search the whole Reddit for pictures of the Bigfoot Yeti cock hybrid thing? Yeah. You'd be right. All of Reddit is big, and I did have a bigger source for my data for all of my Yeti information. However, I will say, though, that the combined total active members on all of the subreddits involving Bigfoot Yeti information was less than the one subreddit for Outriders, that is r/Outriders, which has 122,000 members, and that is bigger than the 5 main subreddits for my Yeti information that I frequented. That is a humongous number, a humongous source of players, and the number that I came up with for Seismic Commander hats is only if you actually have the screenshot. If I came across your Reddit post saying you made a dope build and it utilized the Seismic Commander hat, and you couldn't be bothered to show a picture of your Seismic Commander hat, does not count. I don't believe it. That's basically the worst thing you could ever do. You're lying to everyone to get free swag points. Nobody thinks you're cool. You don't have the hat. If you have no pics, then get the out. So what did we learn from all of this? We've spent a lot of time discussing the pros and cons of Bigfoot versus the Seismic Commander hat insofar as realism. And I think the only conclusion that can be taken away here is that if you want to play Outriders, go ahead, have fun, but do not expect any legendaries. You do have a better chance of seeing the legendary Bigfoot outside of your window with a full chub ready to attack you than you do of completing a Challenge Tier 15 expedition in Outriders and getting a legendary Seismic Commander hat. Man, I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun doing this. I think I spend maybe a little bit too much time on Reddit for this. I will never get the images of Bigfoot Princess's feet out of my head. They're permanently emblazoned in there and will live there for the rest of my life rent-free. I hate feet, but they are in there and they will not be coming out. If if you enjoyed this video, feel free to click a like, click a comment, click a sub. Until next time, we out.